Joby Aviation, fourth quarter 2025 and the whole financial year of 2025. This is the night of the whole quarter for the whole eVTOL market. Don't go anywhere. The next event will be Martyn Lucas with his NVDA, the main event of the day. But this is the main event for the whole eVTOL market. Joby Aviation, market-leading company of the flying taxis, of the flying taxi sector. They are manufacturing their own S4 aircraft. We are waiting for the closing bell when we get the numbers out. As you can see here, live price currently sitting just above $9.80. We had a slight dip, but in the morning we had some good news with Uber. I'll get to that very shortly. We are just watching the chart moving live. This is the closing bell. As we are coming to the closing bell, and then it's here, this little bar, you can see when the earnings are going to come out. Whilst you are here, if you mind, or if you don't mind, hitting the like button and subscribing as well, because we are bringing you update on this sector, on the flying taxis and advanced air mobility daily. And this is a key event of this quarter, because Joby Aviation, market-leading company together with Archer, they are setting the trend. The eVTOL market has been going sideways and slightly downhill in past couple of weeks. But we had a big crash a few weeks ago. That was because of Joby and Archer as well. So you can see, if one is doing well, it moves the whole market with them. If one is not doing well, if one is doing poorly, the whole sentiment goes down. Because this is a new emerging sector. This is not established sector. The companies are not profitable yet. We are talking early days of electric vehicles, an example. Think of early days of Tesla. Joby Aviation might be the new Tesla of the skies. So that's why we are covering this, because we think this is a great opportunity for you as an investor. This is a risky, I would say speculative asset as well, to risk into the eVTOL market, but we are very close to a practical deployment in the real world. We'll talk about it in the very minute. So again, if you just joined, please do hit the like button. If you are new to this sector, definitely subscribe. In about 12 minutes, Martyn will start the main event of the night, NVDA earnings. Before you go there, you want to spend a bit of time with me, and we can go through some news, and I will explain what we can expect. And also, before the closing bell, we'll have a look at the stock chart action and price predictions. So let me just share this with you. This morning, you could see that spike on the chart behind me. This morning, Joby announced they have their partnership with Uber established, but they have announced a new platform, new plugin into the Uber app. So in Dubai, which will be the first adapter, and we will hear more on it on the earnings call. That's why this is important, because we are probably only a few quarters away from flying real passengers in the real world. Uber are launching Uber Air. So there'll be a little plugin into their Uber app. What is this about? Well, as you can see here, this is your standard Uber app, whether it's Uber or Uber Black. That's the option is there as well. But basically, Uber Air will find optimal route for you and gives you the option of flying this beautiful and modern aircraft, this flying taxi. This is a 4-seater passenger aircraft with 1 pilot, so it's basically 5-seater, but we have 4 passengers on board. It's fully electric, it's quiet, it's green. And main advantage, well, we are not moving only in 2 dimensions. If you think of Uber, that's your taxis, taxi cabs, you name them, but they can only move flat. They can only move on the 2-dimensional plane, whilst this very aircraft can move in 3 dimensions. So if you think of congestion, if you think of densely populated city, peak hour, traffic jam, traffic congestion, you name it, depending on from where you are, you can have as much money as you can, and it won't get you through the traffic in 2 dimensions. That's why we have these. take off vertically, transition into horizontal flight, land vertically on the dime. From 1.5 to 2 hours travel time, you are reducing it down to mere minutes. We are talking 10-15 minutes as a example case. So this is one of the reasons why we think this will be a massive sector. And Uber are supporting this big time. So we had this news, we had this piece of news in the morning, good reaction on the stock price as well, but the earnings call is being priced in. It's not only about Joby, it's also about NVDA. NVDA deliver good earnings, good report, good numbers. We can see good reaction onto this market as well. This is a tech heavy market. We are talking new aircraft, developing new aircraft, new control systems, new air traffic control environment as well. We are talking AI. This is a heavy tech market. So if NVIDIA deliver and Joby deliver, we can prepare for a good run. And let me just bring this up. Let me just bring this up for you right now. Let me just bring up the chart for you. Where are we? Let me just bring up the chart for you. I've got a snapshot of it. Bear with me. There we go. This is Archer Aviation. I just bring this up for context because so you understand if Archer is doing well, Joby is copying them and the whole eVTOL market is following. If Joby is not doing well or is doing well, the whole eVTOL market copies. So you can see certain patterns, you can see peaks and troughs on Archer. Now, look, Joby, slightly stretched, but the same. We have the tariff wars, we have a good run around last Christmas. Then we have the tariff wars in April, big dip, basically the market stripped to the bone. But then the massive sentiment catalyst, we have a massive upright, and the investors were very positive on the eVTOL market. Since we had some peaks and troughs, now we are lower. We are here. We are not at the very bottom, but we are sitting somewhere here. Let me bring up the trading view. That'll be probably the best way to show you the chart. So we are here, currently sitting $9.80. The short-term resistance is $9.60. I think if we don't get bad news, if we don't get bad reaction, we could bounce off because it happens sometimes the markets act irrationally. When you have good news, good earnings, a good beat, you can have a sell-off. Whilst when you have bad news, sometimes it overreacts in the opposite direction. So I'm definitely looking $9.60. And if we have good numbers in, we can now eye, there'll be $10 like nothing, and then we can eye $10.40, which is the previous high from this morning. And we want to go higher. If we have very good guidance and very good updates, and we will talk about the fundamentals in the very minute, we are eyeing the level of $11. And if we are very lucky and we are over the level of $11, let me just zoom out a bit, and just so I can explain. We had a dilution in here, massive dilution of about $1 billion. It wasn't a panic dilution. It was well structured, well planned, well organized dilution. But look at the massive price reaction. We went all the way from $13 to $11, and we have not recovered since. So if we break through $11 today or in the coming days, we have a massive gap here to fill. So just to give you a bit of indication. However, we don't have good news, and if NVIDIA don't deliver, and if we have some macro headwinds in the coming days, we can easily eye the levels of lower $8 and potentially $7.80. Just something to bear in mind. So me personally, I'm not trading the earnings. I've already loaded up. I've already bought my shares here on the low $9 levels, and I'm now waiting. I would not be trading this earnings call. It's very risky, but if you believe this sector, if you think this has an upside, you pardon the pun, we have great opportunity. And I think we have the second best opportunity. Unless we have a massive market crash, when we are looking at the levels of $7.80 potentially, I think we have the second best entry point. Why? We are very close to the real world deployment. We are very close to see the proof of concept is working. So let me just get back to the previous topic. So we are talking. This is one of the examples. This proves that this should take off very, very soon. We have some comments from Uber as well. This is a joint venture. This is not only Joby using Uber's product. This was developed together, Joby and Uber. So we have some comments. We spoke about it on the previous show. We do eVTOL daily. So that was your 20 minutes of the eVTOL market. The only 20 minutes a day you need to keep up with the eVTOL market. Joby Aviation are looking. We'll be looking at 4 key points. One is certification progress. Second, real world deployment. Third, production ramp. And fourth, revenue and financial situation. And with financial situation, Joby, although they are not selling their aircraft yet, they have been generating revenue already because they acquired Blade Air Mobility. They acquired Blade Air Mobility last year. What is this about? Well, think of a flying helicopter taxi. Of it this way. You don't have to book a private hire for exhaustive amount of money. You go through the website or through the web environment or interface, and you can book your helicopter in Manhattan, in New York, in Los Angeles, around certain areas of Europe as well. So Blade has been generating money. And last year, Blade has turned around over $250 million. Something to bear in mind. So this could be key point on Joby's balance sheet. Although they are not selling their aircraft yet, their eVTOL aircraft, their flying taxi, we can start eyeing this. Joby already brought up and shed a bit of light on today's key words. And they sort of overlay with what we just said and what we are looking at. Vertical integration, operational readiness, and global scale. Already mentioned, Joby will be flying passengers as early as this year. And the first market to adapt this concept will be the Mid-East, namely Dubai. We are coming to the closing bell. How are we going to do this? Let's get back. Let me know in the chat if you have any comments. What do you think about the earnings call today? Let's get back in the chat, in the main studio, and we'll come back after the closing bell. We'll come back to the analyst room. There we are. So let's just quickly eye the markets. Joby currently sitting, going slightly up on the closing, before the closing bell. Let's see what the markets have been doing. We've got Joby. Zoom in. Let me just zoom in. We are too far out. Right. Joby. There we go. We have a slight run up to the closing bell. And does it mean anything? Not yet. Until the numbers are out, this means nothing. Virtually nothing. We always have slightly overreacted action coming to the closing bell on most of the earnings call, so I would not pay too much attention to it. What is important, if we look at this, if you look at the chart, this is important, the pump in the morning. So Joby on the closing bell currently sitting $9.86. What is Arch Aviation doing? Arch Aviation $7.10. Vertical Aerospace quite steady today. EHang Air Mobility, sorry, EHang $12.70. Horizon Aircraft just below $2, and today we finally broke over or through the $2 mark, which could be positive sign as well. EVE Air Mobility just above $3, and Blade Air Mobility today slight upside, and now a dip towards the closing bell. Joby Aviation, let me just quickly check if we have the numbers out, if we have some results. If not, we'll get back to the analyst room and we will continue with the story. Currently, nothing coming through. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like button on the main channel. On the main channel above me, wherever your chat is, top of the chat, there's pinned link to Martyn's main event, NVDA earnings. If you want to stay with me, I don't mind. I'll be more than happy. But NVIDIA, that will move the global market, and it will affect the eVTOL market as well. Let's quickly catch up with the chat. Let's see who we've got here. We are running a poll. Joby earnings beat, sideways, miss, undecided. I'll give you 2 more minutes. Now I'll give you 1 more minute. 1 more minute to cast your votes in and close the poll. Earnings super night. Yes, it is earnings super night because we are eyeing and we are following 2 market-leading companies in their sector. We are following NVIDIA, who will set the trend for the whole market, and Joby, who will set the trend for the whole eVTOL market tonight. We've got new members. We've got Francis Kerr with his gold membership. Love it. Congratulations. We have Fernando Vega with his bronze membership. Great. Angie is here. My largest eVTOL holding. Loving it. Congratulations. New Blade is here. Good old New Blade. Love to see you here. Jamie Reese is here with us. This way, Death Gaming, Uber, Angie likes Uber, and Trixie, my checkmate. Ahoy, vole. Right, let's get back in the analyst room, and I'll be eyeing the results for you. Let me just quickly check this. Okay, nothing is coming through. Right, I'll be eyeing when we get the results out, when we get the investor and shareholders letter, we will go through it live on the spot. Let's get back in the analyst room. So this is what we talked about. First ever market adopting this flying taxi concept, Dubai. We have already established network of 4 vertiports, and this is the key one, DXV, Dubai International. We will hear an update from Joby. This vertiport has been expected to be complete this quarter. Considering we have only 4 or 5 weeks left, I definitely want to hear more from Joby because update from the last quarter, it was still a construction site. So I definitely want to see an update because this will be the center point of the whole eVTOL network around Dubai. Yes, it is tiny. It's got only 2 platforms, only two vertipads, but think of this as a pilot point of your network. This will be built, the network will be built around this. So once this works, once we know we can operate this on a smaller scale, then we can upscale it maybe next year. So this is key point of tonight's earnings call. The Mid-East venture for Joby is very important because 1, it proves the concept. 2, will be generating revenue. Once Joby can start flying their aircraft in the Mid-East, not even flying passengers, just test phase or some pilot phase of this, because there will be 3 stages. There will be ramp up of 3 stages, and we will hear about this from Joe Ben on the earnings call. This will be important because once they start flying the aircraft, they are generating revenue through their main product. We already talked about Blade Air Mobility, but that is their side quest currently. Main interest is to sell their aircraft S4. So this will be key point of today's earnings. Joby have established fairly good size fleet. We are talking 7 or 8 aircraft. I would like to see and hear an update on this as well. There might be more. There's definitely more in the production line, waiting for certification stage development, for deployment, for certification use, and for the Mid East as well. Speaking of certification, Joby have developed their own indicator, and I can see the investor letter is out. So let me just get this on the screen, and we'll go through it live right now. Here we are. So Joby's investor or shareholders letter. Let's have a look, shall we? We are about to start the webcast in 54 minutes. Currently, let's go through the shareholders letter. So what we've got here, fourth quarter 2025, and we have picture from, that looks like West Coast to me, right? We've got the S4 flying probably in America about above the coastal landscape. So highlights, let's move on. Let's bring it on. Record 18-point increase in FAA progress on 4th stage of certification. That is some good news. What is the stock price doing? Currently sitting, let me just check if we are live on this. I had some, there we go. Joby is moving. Joby is moving. The price is moving. We are now $10.15. I told you there could be some good news and there could be some very positive upside. This is one of the reasons. Record 18-point increase in FAA progress on 4th stage of certification. And Joby keeps running. Joby keeps running. $10.17. That's good news. Everyone who's invested before, not on today's day, those who have been following us, congratulations, because this could be the turning point for the eVTOL market. First FAA conforming aircraft for TIA set to fly shortly. Again, massive positive news coming from Joby. First passengers expected in 2026. That will be the Mid East. That will be Dubai. And we definitely want to see a date or at least a bit of indication. Plans to double production capacity in 2027. Great news for the investor side, because this can give us an answer to when Joby will become profitable. How likely is Joby to become profitable? Turbine electric demonstrator aircraft completes first flight. So we are talking about hybrid VTOL as well. Definitely more news and more updates on the earnings call. And Joby keeps running. $10.22, $10.24. This is good. This is very good. This is very good. In a few minutes, we'll get back to the studio and we will track the whole market. But currently, we can see Joby is doing very well. So the market is digesting this very positively. 1.4 billion in cash and short-term investments as of fourth quarter 2025, plus additional net 1.2 billion received in February. And this is massive. This is giving Joby enough money to ramp up, fully establish and ramp up their production line, increase their production capability, and also is giving them massive runway. So what we've got here, certification progress. We continue to make excellent progress towards certifying our aircraft, posting record progress on the FAA side of the 4th stage of certification. This progress is indicative of the continued support we see from the FAA and the US government broadly. I'm getting more. Okay, we are getting this filed now by Joby. I'm getting notifications. Don't worry, I'm tracking everything. We won't miss anything. Look at the price. Currently sitting around $10.20, between $10.20, $10.10. This is good. This is good. There will be some swings up and down. The main move will happen on the earnings call when we hear this broken down, and we will hear some more indication what doesn't fit in this letter. Our first FAA conforming aircraft for TIA is set to fly shortly. That's positive and big news. With all of the aircraft required, type inspection authorization now in production, supported by a robust ground and flight test program. That's how Joby's electric air taxi fly more than 9,000 miles in 2025. That's an amazing number. FAA pilots are expected to fly the aircraft later this year as part of for-credit testing, with the data collected during these flights used to support issuance of type certificate. So this is big news. I will revert back to my previous slides. Remember this for now. Remember this for now. So we have comparison because we have previous 3 quarters. So this is the first quarter. You can see we are now here on that 4th phase. So that's great. That's great news. This is first quarter, second quarter of this year, and this is the previous quarter, 3rd quarter of this year. We are getting news from Surf Air Mobility. Bear with me. Let me just check this out. We have some news coming from. Okay, it's just a filing. I thought there could be some news related to Joby, but that is not. So this is the previous quarter, 3rd quarter. You can see 77% and 55% on stage 4, and we are 10% and 4% on stage 5. Let's see what we've got here. We've got 12% and 4% on stage 5, and we have 80 and 73% on stage 4. So it's a massive increase. This is good, positive news. Currently, Joby sitting at $10.15, as you can see above me. Preparing for early operations. We've been talking about this all week, and this just resonates. This is being resonated by the news from this morning. Uber Air. We just talked about it in the beginning of the show. Uber Air, a plugin or a module of Uber app interface that can provide you with a flying taxi as one of the leg of your journey. Not only you'll be moving in 2 dimensions, you can now travel 3-dimensionally. So great news coming from this morning. We had a good reaction on the stock chart as well. And this is what we are looking for, Dubai Vertiport. So let's see what we've got here. We recently announced the first 4 vertiports in our Dubai network as we prepare to carry out first passengers later this year. Construction is already well underway at Dubai International Airport, XB, and the American University of Dubai, with landing sites at Palm, Jumeirah, and Dubai Mall or Mall set to complete our initial network. Do we have any date? We don't have a date here. Operations are also expected to begin in the United States this year. That is big news. And next week, we will get announcement and progress on this. We are talking about the eVTOL integration pilot program. We've been talking about this for weeks now. Next week, we should know the results. We should know which American cities will be ready to adopt the flying taxi concept and which American cities and regions will deploy the flying taxis. Joby are saying that the integration pilot program is set to select at least 5 sites for mature eVTOL aircraft to begin operation ahead of type certification. So this will be big news. This will be big move on the eVTOL market because Joby don't have to wait. They don't have to wait to complete all these bars. They will get provisional sort of waiver, if you will. They can fly their aircraft without or before their type certification. So again, This is very good. In December, we welcomed the United States Department of Transport's Advanced Air Mobility National Strategy, which provides a clear policy roadmap of advanced air mobility deployment. And earlier this month, we completed a 32-mile flight from our facility in Marina across the Monterey Bay. Very good. So 32-mile flight, full transition, takeoff, horizontal flight, and land vertically again. This is telling me we are ready for the real world deployment. We are ready for business. We continue to work closely with our go-to-market partners as we prepare for launch, and recently released details of how Joby will be integrated into the Uber app. So the news from this morning, talked about it in the beginning of the show and on my previous eVTOL Daily 20-minute update. This is important. This is important. Doubling production. Amidst unprecedented global support for advanced air mobility, we announced our intention to double manufacturing capacity from 2 to 4 aircraft per month in 2027. You're thinking that's not much. That is enough. That is enough. We are in the early stage of the production. We are not talking mass production. We are not talking worldwide deployment. We are talking about first markets adapting these aircraft. But we don't need to produce hundreds and hundreds of aircraft a year. We need to produce enough to satisfy these early adopters. We are talking about Mid East. We are talking about the few United States regions applying the EIPP. So this is big. This is big. If we are doubling production capacity to 4, price tag of this aircraft is somewhere around $4 to $5 million. The price is undisclosed, but somewhere around $4 to $5 million. So you can do the maths. Every month we can generate for between $15 and $20 million in revenue per quarter. You do the maths. We are talking about 50 to 60, maybe more, $1 million per quarter with this current production ramp. That is big news. That is big news. And we'll get to the cash burn very, very shortly. So this is good. Alongside strong governmental support for the launch of operations this year in Dubai and the United States via the EIPP program, we also disclosed more than $1 billion in potential aircraft and service sales last year. The order book is very good. To support this growth, we signed an agreement to acquire a manufacturing facility in the Dayton, Ohio area, spanning more than 700,000 square feet. Operations at the facility, which is ready for immediate use, are expected to begin this year. Joby are not messing around. They are ready for business. And this is good. Currently sitting at $10.08, slight cool off. But if you look at $9.80 before the closing bell, and if you look at $9.60 low of today, that's good. Good news. The markets have been digesting the news well as well. Right, what else we've got? Unprecedented global demand. We continue to see significant demand for our product across the globe, and during the quarter, we signed a range of deals that will support early operations in key markets. In the United States, we announced partnership with Metropolis Technologies to develop 25 vertiports across the United States, utilizing Metropolis's extensive network of parking locations. In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, that will be one of the next adopters. We are talking, follow this sequence with me. We are talking the Mid East, Dubai, and we are talking few United States regions, and we are talking potentially Japan as the next region where this concept will be deployed. Then we are talking Saudi Arabia. So in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we announced plans for the rapid deployment of our aircraft, working alongside with the General Authority of Civil Aviation to utilize the FAA certification standards as a foundation to create a streamlined approval process for our aircraft. That's great. And we have also a partnership with Red Sea Global and the helicopter company building the network in Saudi Arabia. As I already mentioned a few seconds ago, in Japan, we completed a flight demonstration in Toyota's Fuji Speedway site near Mount Fuji as part of the company's World Arigato Fest 2025 and are participating in a consortium led by Nomura Real Estate that was selected by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government for their eVTOL implementation project. Air taxi service early by reality by 2030. Also, we have some deployment in Kazakhstan. We will hear about this more. We'll hear more about this on the earnings call. So that's good. That's good. More good news. Hybrid demonstrator files. Our turbine electric autonomous VTOL aircraft flew for the first time just 3 months after we announced the aircraft concept alongside the new partnership with L3 Harris Technologies. Joby have been developing this hybrid VTOL aircraft. This is crossover. This is a hybrid between electric powered and combustion engine or a combustion turbine. So the turbine, think of it this way. The turbine generates electricity that charges the batteries. And the batteries are there when you need to go quiet, when you are taking off and landing, when you have power surge, or when you need to reduce your infrared signature as well. We are talking military. We are talking defense. Do we have any update on deployment? The aircraft is continuing with ground and flight testing ahead of taking part in operational demonstrations with government customers planned for 2026. Great. That's what we need. That's what we need. We need timelines. We need directions. We need roadmaps. This is, so far, I'm very liking this investor's letter. Celebrating the launch of propeller production at our facility in Ohio. That's here. Dubai Mall, set to host one of the first vertiports in Joby's Dubai network. There was a massive PR event, very, very well managed by Joby in Dubai. We are honored to have a special visit from US Air Force Colonel Meryl Tengersdal, the first black woman to fly the U-2 spy plane. And there's more pictures. Visitors watching a Joby aircraft demonstration during the Dubai Air Show. And obviously Joby's aircraft flying across the Californian countryside en route to Santa Cruz Mountains. What else we've got? Toyota chairman Akio Toyoda visits Joby's mock-up aircraft in Tokyo. Toyota is one of their key partners. They have already provided Joby with a $250 million investment through their first tranche of their investment, of their partnership. Second tranche is yet to be triggered. It's another $250 million. Toyota will be helping Joby to establish their production line, to make it lean, efficient, and to ramp up the production capacity, to scale it up. So Toyota, very valuable partner for Joby. We welcome more than 1,000 of our team members and their families for Marina, for Joby Family Day. Great. Chris Shea of the San Jose Sharks and Matt Mahan, Mayor of San Jose, visits Joby's stand at the San Jose Super Bowl 60 street party. Then we have some updates from Joby and Uber partnership. We have collaboration with Department of Transport and Secretary Sean Duffy. And we are also talking about autonomous aircraft in here, autonomous piloting, the X-Wing subsidiary, and more pilot training as well. That's great. Financial updates. Finally, financial updates. Let's see if we have some good news. Fourth quarter 2025 financial summary. In the fourth quarter of 2025, revenue totaled 30.8 million. Good news. We are talking blade air mobility mainly. Let's see if we have a breakdown. Our net loss of 121.5 million primarily reflected a net operating loss of 20.6 million and other income of 86.3 million. Wow. So operating loss, it will happen naturally. Joby are scaling up their operations. They are in the pre-production phase. They need to invest. They need to invest a lot. The operational costs will go up. But what is key, we are compensating through revenue already. So 121.5 million is less than what it was on the previous quarter. And I've got the numbers here. I've got the numbers here for you. This was the previous quarter. Total operating expenses as of last quarter, 204 million. So we are finally reducing this drag. That's probably the best news of today's call. Operating expenses for the quarter totaled 237. You can see there's a slight upscale of 15-20%, and reflected costs to support certification and manufacturing of our aircraft and costs associated with the acquisition of operations of Blade passenger business. Expenses included stock-based compensation of 41.4 million and depreciated amortization of 11 million. Okay, we have a breakdown. Net loss in the fourth quarter of 2025 decreased by 124.7 million compared with the net loss the fourth quarter of 2024. That's great. That's great. That looks well controlled and well managed as well. Compared with the third quarter of 25, our fourth quarter net loss decreased by 279.7 million. Other income was 305.8 million higher than the prior quarter. Wow. We are seeing some good and real numbers coming in. We are seeing some real numbers coming in. That's good. Adjusted EBITDA, we will hear more on the call, and we will have a look through the balance sheet when we are on the call. I just want to go quickly through it. I want to talk to you in the chat as well, in the live chat, and I want to go through the eVTOL market as well. Adjusted EBITDA for the fourth quarter 2025 was a loss of 154 million, primarily reflecting employee costs and support associated with the development. Okay, adjusted EBITDA loss for okay, let's leave this for later. What else we've got? We ended the fourth quarter of 2025 with 100.41 billion in cash equivalents, and investments in marketable securities. That's good. And if we consider that 1.2 approximate fundraising from the recent offering, we are looking at a massive balance sheet of $2.5 billion. Wow. This is getting real, guys. This is now getting real. So we have the operation cost, total operating expenses, as already mentioned. This is the full year. This is 2025. You can see here 2024. It's growing, but as we explained, this is natural upscaling of their operations. Revenue is key. Revenue, 53 million for last year compared to the previous $136,000 for 2024. So again, Joby been generating revenue. This is good. This is good. What else can we pick up? Loss before income tax. Okay, what else we've got here? Consolidated balance sheet. This is what we want to see as an investor. Current assets. Well, current assets. December. Let me just see. I'm getting more notifications. Okay, that's fine. Bear with me. That's great. I just keep getting notifications. I don't want to miss anything. We may have some more news or some more update on this. Or we may have some sharp price movement as well as we speak. So current assets, cash and cash equivalents, short-term investment. Okay, so we have the total assets as of December 31st, 2025, 1.8 billion compared to the previous year, 1.2 billion. This is not reflecting the recent offering in February, because this is reporting for last quarter and last year. The new offering you will see in this quarter earnings call, which will be 2-3 months away. So we could see very nice and chunky number of 2.5 billion compared to 1.8, almost 1.8 billion for last year. This is great. Consolidated statement of cash flows. We are about 29 minutes away from the webcast to start, from the actual earnings call. Don't go anywhere. On the earnings call, you might see some good price action. You might see some good price movement. So don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. I will try to entertain you for the rest of the time before we kick off. I will be joining you in a few minutes in the main studio. So if you want to talk to me, ask your questions and I will address them in about 2-3 minutes. Consolidated statement of cash flows. Okay, so we have net loss, 929 or almost 930 million compared to the previous year. Again, we have it broken down here. I have no doubt we will hear update and some more details on the earnings call. So let's just go through this quickly. Non-GAAP financial measures. Again, let's wait for the call. We will hear it on the call. Webcast details. Obviously, we are ready. 2 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. We are about 25 minutes away. And upcoming events. Raymond James, 47th Annual Institutional Investor Conference. Morgan Stanley Technology, Media and Telecom Conference. Cantor Fitzgerald Global Technology and Industrial Growth Conference. And JP Morgan Industrial Conference. We might hear some more updates from Joby in the coming weeks and months. Okay, these are the disclaimers. We've got beautiful showcase of their presentation in Dubai. Look at this. Look at this. I wish we could turn the picture around and we could see the whole landscape. But this is Burj Dubai, the tallest building in the world, well lit up. And you have Joby S4 aircraft sitting right underneath it. Well done, Joby. Well done, Joby. Okay, so we are closing this investor's letter with this beautiful picture. Let's get back in the studio. Let's see. Let's not go back to the studio. Let's quickly break down the stock market as well. Let's have a look at the eVTOL market, how this is digesting. Because as I already mentioned, if Joby is doing well, the whole eVTOL market should be doing well. So we've got Joby, $10.14 currently. We've got Archer. Archer didn't react to this. That's very interesting. That's the first time ever I see Archer not reacting to Joby's positive news. It might be priced in already the next week's earnings. We are covering Archer's earnings on Monday, and that could be full of positive news and a lot of catalyst for the sentiment as well, for the positive sentiment. So maybe that is already priced in. We will see tomorrow. Vertical Aerospace sitting $4.11, no action. Joby keeps going up. This is great. This is great because we didn't sell off. We are not sitting down here. We have more move up here. When we get back to the studio, let's have a look what NVIDIA is doing now. Do we have any extra move? Bristow Group. This is the moment I have been waiting for. Bristow Group. I'll be deploying money tomorrow and I'll be buying Bristow Group shares. It's not a financial advice, but Bristow will be one of the market leading operators, global operators of eVTOL aircraft. We are not talking only one manufacturer. We are talking multiple manufacturers, multiple aircraft flying in multiple regions. Think of power, oil rig and power infrastructure supplies. Think of coast to ocean flights, think of supplies and emergency services and passenger service as well. So this is great. I love it. 14% down. Do we have any news? I don't think it was their earnings today. Let's find out in the main studio. But this is good. I'll be deploying money tomorrow. This is not financial advice, but we will focus on Bristow in the coming weeks as well. I will do a special breakdown on it. So this is a moment I have been waiting for, because you can see Bristow has had a massive run. Look at that. We had over 20% in last 2 months, over 20% run. And this was also based and fueled by the eVTOL market adaptation and their progress and their partnerships. So it's one of the reasons I love it. This is great. This is great. So Joby currently bouncing between $10.10 and $10.20. This is great. We can see the pump here in the morning. We have good news. We have good indication by the CEO. We have good guidance. We can see, as I told you, we can look. We break through this $10.40 level and then $11. Is it going to happen tonight? We don't know. Only one way to find out. We are about 22 minutes away from the earnings call. If you like the show, if you like Joby Aviation, if you like advanced air mobility and eVTOLs, definitely hit the like button and subscribe, because we are bringing you updates on the eVTOL market daily. And also cover most of the earnings as we do tonight. So let's have a look what NVIDIA is doing. Martyn is covering NVIDIA. Oh, look at this. Look at the long green candle. We've got NVIDIA earnings as the main event of the night. Martyn is covering it. If you want to join him, there's a link in the chat below, pinned on top of the chat. This is good. This is good. So this is all poised. This is telling me we can have a good run tomorrow. Look at Joby, still touching that $1.20. We can have a good run tomorrow and Friday. And if we have a good run tomorrow and Friday, we have Archer's earnings on Monday and the EIPP on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we should know what American regions will be adapting this flying taxi concept. And that could be massive catalyst for the market. So we've been covering this for weeks now. Congratulations if you are in. If you want to invest, I don't think it's too late. I think you have still good position. I mean, look at the investor letter. Look at the updates we've been through. Look at all the fundamentals in there. I think, yeah, we are at the very beginning of a good uptrend. We might not get a massive rally, but at least we are going sideways up. Could be a good sign. Let's get back in the studio, find out, catch up with the world, catch up with you in the chat, and talk about this live. Now we are back in the main studio. Thank you for joining me for today's event. I am well excited. Oh, we have a massive watch time, average watch time. Wow, that's like double the average. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you very much for joining me. I love this event. I mean, we are competing with Martyn on the main channel. We are competing with NVIDIA, the biggest tech company, maybe with Google as well. Martyn would have say, wow, I love it. I love it. So what are the markets doing? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the global market now as well. As you can see, oh, the S&P is up 1.14%. Nasdaq, tech heavier, 1.74%. This is what NVIDIA is doing to you, to the markets. Ooh, Bitcoin up 8.29%. Wow, what a run today. XRP 9%, 84. Ooh. Ethereum, 14% run today. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Blimey. That's massive. What a day today. I wonder what the markets are going to wake up to tomorrow. Woohoo. That is great. I love it. Gold still holding up today as well. And silver, 2.89% up. Wow. That is mental. Pardon my French, but that is mental. What a day. What a day. Well, Joby, you can see Joby here. This is great. We might be touching, or we should be touching, the $10.40 tomorrow. If we break through it, as already mentioned, we are now eyeing the $11 mark. If we get something that the market is not going to digest well, which I don't think is going to happen, we can still look at the support $9.60, or we can have a macro headwind, we can have war in Iran breaking out, or whatever. That could be $9.60, our next very strong support. Very strong support. Archer, as I said, Archer is not moving together with Joby for the first time in ages. It's very interesting. But Archer did a good run today. We finally broke through the $7 mark and we touched $7.30. That's good. That's good. And I think the market is now pricing the coming Archer's earnings. Let me just check the notifications. I'm getting more and more notifications. Looks like JD Vance will be talking in a few minutes. We are not covering that. We are covering NVDA. We are covering the biggest market mover. Why would we cover JD Vance, who can't move the stock market? If it was President Trump, he can at least move the stock market. No. We are covering NVDA and Joby. NVIDIA is up. Wow, that's great. That's great. Woo. I'm genuinely loving it. And I wish I could be the viewer and watch Martyn's show. And my show as well. I would crack open a beer and I would just kick my feet up and enjoy. But I'm still loving to be here with you. We are about 15 minutes away from the actual earnings call. We are 15 minutes away. So let's have a look if we have the webcast set up already. Let's see if we have the webcast set up. Fourth quarter. Let me just share it on the screen with you. Audio. We are ready. Okay. So let's do this. Let me just log in back again. This is quite annoying that you have to do it every single time. But bear with me. Okay. Here we go. Submit. And we are in. We are playing music. I can't play the music for copyright reasons, but as soon as Joe Ben comes on, we'll bring it up and we'll listen to them. Right, let's go to the chat room. I'm so excited. I'm out of breath now. Right. Chat, who we've got here. I forgot to close the poll. So beat, you were expecting beat anyway. Sideways, miss, and undecided. Sideways 16%, miss 16%, undecided 18%. Let's open a new poll. Let's open a new poll. And I'm going to ask you, are you happy with the guidance? Are you happy with the results? Not guidance, with the results. We have just, are you happy with the results? Vas, don't overcomplicate it. Bear with me, I'm just setting up the poll as we speak. Are you happy with the results? Oh, yeah, baby. Just in case you are hyped. Yes. Add option. No. And undecided. So you have 4 options. Are you happy with the results? Oh, yeah, baby. That's for somebody who is excited as much as I am. Yes, no, and undecided. Okay, we are starting the poll right now. Who we've got in... Whoa, go away. I'm not voting. I'm not... Well, you know it anyway. I'm just voted. Oh, yeah, baby. Biased. Guilty. Right, who we've got here? Vaz is here. That's great. We've got some gold members. Martyn, he started his earnings call. That's great. And also, you have the newsletter. Cheat sheet. NVDA cheat sheet. You had this ready before the earnings went out. You had this ready before the closing bell, and Martyn went through the cheat sheet with you. You could have traded this earnings call with the cheat sheet. So the link is here in the chat. Jamie Reese is here. New Blade, we already talked about New Blade. Trickseek, getting excited. I love it. Ninja Cowboy is here. Beat, yes, that's great. New Blade, thank you for coming back. I love to see you here. Trickseek is excited. Plus 4%. Yeah, that's a small move. But if you look at the stock price development and if you look at the fundamentals, this can grow into something much bigger in the coming weeks. Let me get some tea. This way, Death Gaming is here. Well happy. Alexandra is here, one of the regulars. I love it. Robert, hello. Is that hello? Elliot, sorry. I keep saying it. I can't see the letters. I can't zoom in. It's so far away. So I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. Robert Elliot is here. Thank you for joining. Sammy as well. Okay, do you have any questions? Do you want me to check something? Do you want me to look at particular stock? Do you want me to address anything? Let's have a look at NVIDIA. What is NVIDIA doing? Ooh, look at the green candle. And now we are selling off. We have a reaction back. Let me just check something here. We're about 10, 12 minutes away from the actual earnings call to start. Excuse me. This is good. This is good. We have some good movement on the market. I love this. I love this. Could be a good day tomorrow. Could be a very good day tomorrow. Wow. NVIDIA selling off now. Oh, not selling off. Taking profits. That's good. What is the S&P doing? Do we have the S&P? Look at that reaction. Look at that reaction on the NVIDIA. On the NVIDIA numbers, and Nasdaq is even more tech heavy. So that reaction usually amplifies. Whatever is the S&P doing, Nasdaq is doing it a bit more when it comes to tech. So if we have like the AI bubble concerns, if we have NVIDIA not delivering, if Tesla is not doing well, Apple can move the S&P in literally in seconds. So if we are looking at this, Nasdaq usually amplifies these tech movements of the market. We've got London Stock Exchange, top 100. That's gone up as well. Look at it. Just NVIDIA today has been moving the whole market. What's this? And the volatility index is down as well. You can't play this out any better. You can't play this out any better tonight. Joby, profit taking, $10.03. Still good, still good. I mean, look at it. We were at $10.80, and yesterday we were touching the $9.60 from the bottom, right? So this is good. I am loving it. We're about 10 minutes away. I just need to catch a bit of breath. I'm so excited. I'm full of it. Archer, $7.11. No reaction to it at all. Let's see tomorrow. We talked about Archer. We know that Archer like to bring some good news to the table when it comes to earnings call day. I would not be surprised if they fly their aircraft and they announce it on the call. We might be able to catch the aircraft flying through trackers, through witnesses, through potentially our contacts as well. If we do, we'll definitely bring it to you on this channel. So maybe just consider to hit the like button and subscribe as well, because we are bringing you updates on the eVTOL market daily. And tomorrow, if we don't have any bigger news, we covered Archer's complaint about vertical aerospace's design. We will cover the second part of it tomorrow. We will talk about vertical aerospace's perspective, and we will explain and show that it's not all only black and white. EHang. Oh, looks like EHang is liking this as well. EHang is on the upside. Tell you what, EHang is liking the macro. EHang is liking the stability of the global market. EHang is very fragile and sensitive when it comes to the international market and the China-American relationship, because it's a Chinese company, so they are very sensitive to it. Horizon Aircraft just broke through $2 today. That's good. That's good. We are back touching the higher levels. This is good. Eve Air Mobility. Look at the reaction. That was to the closing bell. Okay, that's we are not trading Eve after the hours. That's fine. And Beta, again, this is the reaction we had based on Joby and NVIDIA's earnings, their results. We went all the way up from $8.60, was it 64 to 1903. That's good. Beta is a good business, but I would still not be trading or investing in Beta yet. It's a good business, but I want to see more levels established on the chart, and I want to see increased volume as well. I want to see higher volume on Beta. Who knows, maybe on their next earnings call, or maybe on Tuesday on the EIPP announcement, because Beta have taken part and they have submitted their applications as well. We are about 5, 6, 7 minutes away from the earnings call to start. I've got it already. The music is playing in my ear. You can't hear it for copyright reasons, but it's like classical music. We are waiting for the webcast to start. Let's have a look what Martyn is doing. You want to see what Martyn is doing? Let's see how many people he's got in. That'll be fun. Let's wave at Martyn. Look, Martyn, 457 watching, and he's got Sensei there as well. I mean, can't compete with this really, can I? I tell you what, I should have locked Sensei in. I might grab him for Archer. But yeah, look at this. You can't see Martyn even, can you? Because I'm blocking him. Right, Martyn, NVIDIA currently $200, 16.13 cents. Bouncing slightly. Hit the like button on Martyn's stream as well, on Martyn's event. He's got only 110 likes. He will be well sad. He'll be well sad. If you wanna nip out and dip back in, go to Martyn's event and say Vaz sent me. Let's have a little play. Say Martyn Vaz sent me, and say Vaz's show is better. Say Vaz's show is better. Martyn's show is rubbish with Sensei. He's gonna love it. And come back. Obviously come back, yeah? If you can. Come back, please. Right, what the markets are doing. We are tracking the stock chart. Currently sitting $10.14, $10.16. We have a slight lag in there. $10.16. Let's see what the global markets are doing. S&P, US 500, the S&P 1.13%, NASDAQ 1.7%. That's massive. That's telling me tomorrow we should have a good run. Should have a good green day tomorrow. If nothing poops itself overnight, we should have a good day tomorrow. Bitcoin up, XRP, Ethereum, slightly retracting now, but still up in good levels. Gold up, and silver still holding above 2%. Ooh, let me just wind down a bit. I'm full of it. I'm really full of it. Full of the news. We are 4 minutes away from the webcast to start. Do we have any questions? Do we have any chat members? How is the poll doing? You are liking it. We are running a poll. Are you happy with the results? Oh yeah, baby. 52% so far. Woo! Yes, 37. No 4%. Got 4% of people who are not happy. If you are not happy, let me know what you didn't like. Tell me what you didn't like. Or about the news we've learned. Tell me what you didn't like. Trixie is happy, yes. New Blade, Rocket, Alexandra is here. Sir Joey is here. Lovely to see you. I hope Joey, you didn't forget to hit the like button, yeah, on your way in. Just saying. Right, we are 3 minutes away. We are 3 minutes away from the actual earnings call. Let me bring this up on the screen. Let's organize this. Let's arrange this. You can watch me doing it live. We've got a newsletter, investors letter as well. Let me bring this up on the screen. And we are cooking on gas. That's our shareholders letter, and there is our webcast on standby. I don't think we will have any visuals, but we will have visuals here. We'll have visuals here, and we'll have visuals on there as well. You can watch with me there in the analyst room on the main screen. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Joby usually don't start too late. I mean, how many companies? This is the thing. How many companies don't start their earnings call on time, their webcast? Quite a few. Joby are usually not too late. Joby are fairly disciplined. I tell you what is great earnings of the eVTOL stocks. Vertical Aerospace. Absolutely professional, tidy, neat presentation. Slides, starting on time. The CEO, Stuart Simpson, or Donald Slattery, the chairman, they are always delivering great presentation. I love Vertical Aerospace's presentations. We still don't have date for their earnings call. And I think Vertical have been working on something, and they want to bring this to the earnings call as well. So as soon as we have the update, we will lock it in and we'll cover Vertical Aerospace. On Monday, we are covering Archer Aviation. Let's have a look what earnings we've got. We are covering Archer Aviation on Monday. Martyn is now doing NVDA on the other parallel event. We are doing Joby here. What else we've got? We've got Rocket Lab tomorrow. Oh, I would love to do Rocket Lab. Maybe somebody wants to lock it in. We've got Soundhound as well. We've got CoreWeave. We've got Duolingo as well. Dell. Friday. Spirit Aerosystems. I might do it. What else we've got here? What earnings we've got here? Obviously, Archer on Monday, as already mentioned. We've got CrowdStrike on Tuesday, which I fancy. Got Microvision. I might do Microvision next week because we covered Microvision before their earnings. They are developing LiDAR technology. Basically something that maybe even Joby or these flying taxis could benefit from in future. Because when you are flying autonomous, you need your sensors, you need your spatial perception. And this could be a technology used in this market as well. We're not only talking about autonomous vehicles and autonomous taxis. Then we have Costco on Thursday. Nothing interesting on Thursday, in my eyes, if you like anything. But what is important is Amprius. I told you on my daily eVTOL show, your only 20 minutes of eVTOL market you need daily. I told you who I think they supply their batteries to. And this could be big upside. This could be big upside. Let's see what Amprius is actually doing. If we had any reaction. AMPX. How Amprius has digested this. Oh, not much. Okay. It's not disclosed who they are supplying their batteries to. But Amprius have slightly different technology. Oh, we've got the call coming up.
Quarter and fiscal year 2025 financial results conference call and webcast. At this time, all participants are in listen-only mode. A question and answer session will follow the formal presentation. You may be placed into question queue at any time by pressing star one on your telephone keypad. As a reminder, this conference is
Don't go
being
anywhere.
recorded.
This is very
It's
important.
now my
This,
pleasure to turn the call over
not only
to
this,
Teresa
but the
Pizzuto,
Q&A
Head of
as
Investor
well.
Relations.
After the
Teresa,
call,
please
we
go
will
ahead.
break it down. We'll talk about it. We'll have
Thank
more
you.
people coming from
Good
the main
afternoon
event,
and
so there'll be
evening,
more
everyone.
questions
Thank you for joining us for Joby
and answers as well
Aviation's
to you.
fourth quarter and fiscal year 2025 financial results conference call. I'm Teresa Thurthiel, Joby's Head of Investor Relations. We will begin today with prepared comments from Joe Ben Bevert, Founder and Chief Executive Officer, and Rodrigo Brumana, Chief Financial Officer. For the Q&A portion of today's call, we'll also be joined by our Executive Chairman, Paul Sciarra, and Blade CEO, Rob Wiesenthal. Please note that our discussion today will include statements regarding future events and financial performance, as well as statements of belief, expectation, and intent. These forward-looking statements are based on management's current expectations and involve risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially from those expressed or implied. For a more detailed discussion of these risks and uncertainties, please refer to our filings with the SEC and the safe harbor disclaimer contained in today's shareholder letter. The forward-looking statements included in this call are made only as of the date of this call, and the company does not assume any obligation to update or revise them. Also, during the call, we'll refer both to GAAP and non-GAAP financial measures. A reconciliation of non-GAAP to GAAP measures is included in our Q4 2025 shareholder letter, which you can find on our investor relations website, along with a replay of this call. With all of that said, it is my pleasure to turn the call over to Joe Ben.
Thank you, Teresa, and thank you everyone for joining us today. 2026 will mark a key inflection point for Joby. After a year full of rigorous full transition flight testing and meaningful progress across every part of our business, we've begun to shift our focus from how and when we'll go to market to how many aircraft we can produce and where to deploy them. We are seeing unprecedented demand for what we are building, and we continue to benefit from remarkable support from governments, real estate developers, and infrastructure partners around the world. We plan to carry our first passengers this year in the UAE as part of our 6-year exclusive access to the Dubai market. And here in the US, we expect the government's EIPP program to provide us with the opportunity to demonstrate our service in several locations also this year. Supporting that ambition, I'm pleased to confirm that the first FAA-conforming aircraft is now ready to fly, and we have all of the aircraft we intend to use for TIA testing in production.
Big news. That is a big news.
Reaching this point is the result of years of for-credit testing at both the equipment and system levels, and is proof that our rigorous approach to design and certification is paying off. On certification, more generally, we continue to make excellent progress, posting a record 18-point increase on the FAA side of the Stage 4 of certification. This progress is evidence of both the FAA's commitment to certifying eVTOL aircraft and the maturity of our design. It sets us up to focus on the 5th and final stage of the type certification process as we look ahead to FAA pilots flying our aircraft later this year. And as we build momentum towards market entry, demand for our aircraft and our service has never been higher. Just this quarter, we completed a demo flight alongside Toyota at Mount Fuji and confirmed our participation in a Nomura-led real estate consortium that's working to bring air taxis to Tokyo. We signed an MOU with Red Sea Global and the helicopter company, a PIF-backed local operator, to establish a test zone for pre-commercial operations in Saudi Arabia. We signed a letter of intent to sell aircraft and services valued at up to $250 million to Kazakhstan. And in Dubai, we completed our first point-to-point flight and announced the first 4 nodes in our initial network, with 2 of those vertiports nearing completion at Dubai International Airport and the American University of Dubai. At home in the US, we signed an agreement with Metropolis to develop 25 vertiport sites, and we partnered with communities nationwide to support applications for the eVTOL Integrated Pilot Program, or EIPP, championed by the White House. This program has the potential to materially accelerate the commercialization of advanced air mobility in the US and has already created tremendous interest across the country, including in key markets like Ohio, Florida, and Texas. Next week, we are expecting the DoT to choose at least 5 locations where mature aircraft designs like ours will be able to launch operations this year, helping make eVTOL real for the American public. The program is expected to allow commercial cargo and medical services, as well as passenger operations, which could also be delivered commercially in due course. The eIPP program could not be better timed for Joby as we fly our conforming aircraft and enter the final stage of certification. It's also one of the key reasons that we've decided to scale manufacturing now, so that we're ready to serve the incredible demand ahead. In January, we signed an agreement to purchase a 728,000 square foot production facility in Dayton, Ohio. This facility will complement our recent growth in California and will support our plans to again double production to 4 aircraft per month in 2027. Dayton was home to the world's first aircraft factory, and we're proud to carry that legacy forward as we build the next generation of aircraft just down the road from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, famous for its commitment to aerospace innovation. Over the last 6 months, we've raised nearly $1.8 billion, which combined with our existing cash balance, gives us the capital we need to deliver on our plans for scaling production. And I'm pleased to say we enjoyed the support of investors old and new, including continued support from long-term shareholders like Baillie Gifford, as well as funds and accounts managed by Counterpoint Global at Morgan Stanley Investment Management, for which we're deeply grateful. Their conviction in what we're achieving was matched by many of our other key partners during the quarter. With Delta Airlines, we met a key warrant milestone on the road to commercialization, after which they exercised the first tranche of their warrants as part of our deepening partnership. And just this morning in Dubai, we debuted the Joby Uber in-app experience, showcasing how riders will be able to seamlessly book a Joby air taxi using the Uber app, building on last year's announcement that our Blade service will also be integrated into the Uber platform. Meanwhile, we continue to plan for a strategic manufacturing alliance with Toyota as we look ahead to scaling production. With the expansion of our California facilities, we redesigned our assembly footprint and production processes to align with Toyota production system principles. Through a nearly 50% reduction in the movement of people and parts, we're streamlining our composite materials production flows, improving efficiency, and positioning our system for scalable growth. This quarter, we also flew our turbine-electric autonomous VTOL aircraft for the first time, just 3 months after we announced the concept alongside a new partnership with L3Harris. This demonstrator builds on our fully electric air taxi platform and integrates a hybrid turbine powertrain alongside our SuperPilot autonomy stack. Getting the aircraft airborne in such a short period of time is testament to the vertical integration that sits at the heart of Joby, and we look forward to taking part in operational demonstrations with government customers planned for this year. With all of this progress, 2026 promises to be a very special year for Joby and for our wider sector. America has been a world leader in aerospace innovation since the Wright brothers' first flight. And in this, our 250th year, we have the opportunity to once again set the pace and the standard for the world. The US government continues to lean in with bipartisan Aviation, Innovation, and Global Competitiveness Act helping ensure the FAA applies the critical certification and integration resources needed to bring advanced air mobility to market. The US has also taken bold steps to modernize and accelerate upgrades to the nation's air traffic control system. While we've designed the Joby aircraft to integrate seamlessly into today's airspace, these improvements will help ensure the system is ready for us to scale our service. A couple of weeks ago, we demonstrated the potential of advanced air mobility in our home market. With an aircraft bearing the logo of America 250, we flew from our base in Marina, across the Monterey Bay, past our headquarters in Santa Cruz, to land back where it all began for Joby in the Santa Cruz Mountains. That's a journey that I personally drive on a regular basis, and which takes at least an hour longer and often much more on the ground. That simple demonstration was a powerful reminder of how quickly advanced air mobility can make a meaningful difference in people's everyday lives, and we look forward to completing similar flights in other cities across America this year as part of the eIPP program. Much like the early aviation pioneers who traveled from town to town showcasing the promise of flight, we'll be bringing advanced air mobility directly to communities across the country. By conducting flight demonstrations in early markets, engaging local leaders, and giving residents a firsthand look at our aircraft, we aim to build excitement, deepen understanding, and lay the groundwork for our future service. Before I hand it over to Rodrigo, I'd like to thank the incredible Joby team and our new Blade team members for a remarkable 2025. And as we look ahead to welcoming FAA pilots to fly our aircraft, carrying our first passengers, and scaling our manufacturing, I'm confident that 2026 will be another landmark year for Joby.
Thank you, Joben, and good evening, everyone. Q4 capped a year of substantial technical progress, and we entered 2026 with a stronger balance sheet and a clear capital framework. My focus is simple: fund certification, scale manufacturing, and support commercial launch while securing our financial runway and preserving flexibility. As Joben said, Joby is at an inflection point in its 18-year history and committed to changing the way people move around. Given the maturity of our program, government support, global demand for our technology, and our plans to ramp manufacturing, we took the opportunity to strengthen our balance sheet during the fourth quarter and after. We raised approximately $1.8 billion in net proceeds across Q4 and Q1, and we have positioned the company with the capital required to drive the next phase of execution and scale. This additional capital bolsters our balance sheet, giving us additional flexibility to advance certification, manufacturing ramp, and commercial readiness without being reactive to short-term market conditions. At the same time, we will continue to allocate capital deliberately. Balance sheet strength does not eliminate discipline, it reinforces it. Now, I'll present our fourth quarter and full year financial results in more detail. We ended the fourth quarter of 2025 with cash equivalents, and short-term investments totaling $1.4 billion, including $586 million raised through the quarter, reflecting net proceeds from our equity offering and ATM sales. After the quarter ended, we completed a financing that provided net proceeds of approximately $1.2 billion, further strengthening our cash reserves and positioning us well as we enter 2026. The fundraising attracted both existing shareholders such as Baillie Gifford and Morgan Stanley Investment Management, and new shareholders with several institutions committing capital across both the equity and the convertible offerings. Our Q4 use of cash equivalents, and short-term investments totaled $157 million compared to $147 million in Q3. The $10 million increase was primarily driven by continued investment in certification and manufacturing readiness, including higher program spend to support TIA-related activity, market development activities, along with normal working capital movements and timing of supplier payments. Included in the quarter was approximately $40 million of property and equipment investment, reflecting facility build-out, tooling, and production equipment, as well as a $3 million investment in our first fully conforming FAA-qualified flight simulator developed in partnership with CAE. The simulator is a mandatory component of certification in Part 135 approval, and because aircraft cannot be sold without an approved pilot training solution, it is directly tied to our ability to generate future revenue. Importantly, FAA-qualified simulators take years to develop and require deep aircraft data integration. We began this work in 2022 to ensure the time of delivery would be aligned with our entry into service timeline. We plan to add a second full-motion simulator later this year as we expand the Joby Flight Academy and build a strong pipeline of pilots to support high-volume commercial operations. This is a great example of how we are deploying capital thoughtfully, holistically, and with a long-term perspective. For the full year 2025, use of cash, cash equivalents, and short-term investments totaled $539 million, which was within our full-year guidance, a testament to our capital deployment discipline. The use of cash in 2025 includes the impact of the Blade acquisition and integration costs. On a GAAP basis, we reported a Q4 net loss of $122 million, a $280 million improvement compared to $401 million net loss in Q3. The quarter-over-quarter improvement was largely driven by $302 million related to a favorable non-cash warrant and earnout revaluation, partially offset by $25 million in higher loss of operations and the netting of miscellaneous items. As a reminder, the fair value revaluation of warrants and earnout shares is driven primarily by changes in our share price and can introduce significant non-cash volatility each quarter. Revenue for the fourth quarter was $31 million, an $8 million increase from Q3, mostly driven by recognizing a full quarter of Blade revenue. The Blade portion of Q4 revenue was $21 million, and other revenue was $10 million, reflecting a one-time non-recurring revenue of about $8 million pertaining to our demonstration flights in Japan for the Toyota event in December. Total operating expenses for the fourth quarter, which include Blade, were $238 million compared to $204 million in Q3. The $34 million quarter-over-quarter increase was primarily driven by higher certification manufacturing spend, continued staffing to support program milestones, and a full quarter of Blade operating expenses. Adjusted EBITDA, a non-GAAP metric that we reconcile to net income in our shareholder letter, was a loss of $154 million in the fourth quarter compared to a loss of $133 million in the third quarter, or a $21 million increase in loss on a quarter-over-quarter basis. The sequential change reflects the revenue and expense dynamics I described before. As we move into 2026, our approach to capital is disciplined and milestone-driven. We are managing our spending to optimize for certification progress, production ramp, and commercial readiness. With our full year 2025 results complete, we are updating how we guide cash usage. For 2026, we will guide on a half-year basis, which better reflects where we are with the program. We are transitioning from early-stage production into repeatable manufacturing. As we move up the production S-curve, investment decisions increasingly depend on ramp performance, supplier readiness, tooling deployment, and operational sequencing. We see this as a natural and positive phase of scale. For the first half of 2026, we expect to use $340 to $370 million in cash, excluding approximately $33 million for one-time purchase of the Ohio building we plan to use for manufacturing. The majority of first-half cash usage supports core S4 certification and manufacturing readiness. A smaller portion represents investments that can be sequenced based on milestone progress and commercialization timing. Our recent fundraising enhanced our cash position to execute this plan at pace. As Joby stated, we have many timely opportunities this year, including carrying our first passengers in Dubai and opportunities to begin commercialization in the United States in up to 5 states as part of the EIPP program. Air certification progresses, production ramps, and commercialization accelerates. we have the flexibility to stage levels of spend while maintaining capital discipline. Following our acquisition of Blade's passenger business last year, we are now providing full-year revenue guidance. For 2026, we expect total revenue in the range of $105 to $150 million, with the vast majority generated by Blade.
I can't believe this!
The Blade passenger business has operated seamlessly since closing, with consistent service levels and customer demand. 2026 will remain a year of testing, learning, and continued integration into Joby's broader commercial strategy. As a reminder, the Blade passenger business is highly seasonal, with revenue typically peaking in the third quarter during the summer months. We are focused on maintaining operational consistency as we prepare over time to expand the service to incorporate electric air taxis. As we enter 2026, our priorities are clear: advance certification, scale manufacturing responsibly, prepare for commercial launch, deploy capital deliberately. We believe this approach allows Joby to continue to lead the market with both speed and discipline. Thank you for your continued support. Operator, please open the call for questions.
Certainly. We'll now be conducting a
If you want to stay up to date with the eVTOL market, Joby, and more, here's my X account, eVTOL Hub at eVTOLHUB. Definitely follow me. So I'm bringing you daily updates live.
If you'd like to remove yourself from the queue, please press star 2. One moment, please, while we poll for questions. Our first question is coming from Andres Shepard from Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is now live.
Hey everyone, this is Anandan for Andres. Regarding your revenue guidance for this year, I was wondering, can you give us a sense of how this is comprised? Is this almost all from Blade, and should we expect some seasonality around quarters?
Yes, thanks for the question. Yes, mostly Blade, like I said in the prepared remarks. And in terms of seasonality, it will peak during the summer months, particularly in Q3. One way to think about it, when you look at historically, Q2 plus Q3 together will be typically around 60 to 65% of the revenue mix.
Got it. Thank you. And secondly, you're guiding cash of use of about $355 million at the midpoint for the first half. And I realize you're not guiding for the year, but I'm wondering if you can help share how we should think about the second half since you're ramping up production. Should we expect a higher cash burn in the second half?
Well, we are transitioning from a prototype manufacturing into a repeatable scaled production. That's primarily the reason that we are guiding. Let me elaborate. We are entering a production S-curve, and productivity improves with each unit we produce. But we are very early in that ramp, and forecasting the exact slope is challenging and less precise. Because of that, we do have visibility into the first half, so we are providing a high-integrity first-half baseline instead of a full year with the early stage and less precise assumptions. As we progress and accumulate serial production data, we'll gain greater precision on the second half, and we will update later in the year as we get the ramp data developed.
Thank you. Our next question is coming from Chris Pierce from Needham & Company. Your line is now live.
Hey, good afternoon. There seems to be this idea out there that the S4 could maybe underwhelm from a passenger or luggage payload perspective. I kind of wanted to give you a chance to kind of comment around that. And when you take your test flights, are you putting extra weight in there to confirm sort of the payload that the aircraft can carry? Or is it kind of coming from a mathematical equation at this time? And then how does BAG's VIP fit into this equation as well?
Thanks, Chris. This is Joby. So we're really pleased with the way the aircraft has come together. Again, the aircraft that we are preparing to fly is the first aircraft that in the eVTOL category that has been built and is preparing for TIA flight tests, and we think this is a monster milestone both for Joby and for the industry. In terms of the capabilities, we've designed this aircraft for service around the metropolitan cities that we're hoping to serve, operating it, for example, layered into the Blade service. And we are very excited about its ability to serve that market. And in terms of the payload of the aircraft, that is something that we expect to. We've designed the aircraft for a pilot and 4 passengers, and that's our target. It may take us a bit of time to evolve into that, but we are very pleased with the performance and very excited about beginning the TIA flight test.
This is the aircraft he's talking about.
Thank you for
this
that.
is the new
On
aircraft.
The EIPP commentary that
in
you
here.
gave, I just want to understand, is there a chance for passenger flight in the U.S., or is that something investors shouldn't be looking for, or is that sort of up in the air based on what you hear back in the next couple of weeks from the FAA?
Very important question.
We've been hearing, very positive inclinations on that. Again, that may phase in over time, but we see the EIPP as a massive opportunity, and we're very, very excited to be hearing more news very shortly on that from the FAA.
Thank you. As a reminder, that's
Very
star
diplomatic
one to be placed in
answer.
the question queue, and please ask one question, one follow-up, then return to the queue. Our next question is coming from Kristine Liwag from Morgan Stanley. Your line is now live.
Hi, everyone. This is Jason on for Kristine tonight. So Joby has been working closely with the FAA on air traffic control to be able to support higher volume in the airspace once we see eVTOLs receive FAA certification. Can you discuss your role in helping to solve this issue with the FAA and maybe provide some context on what's been solved already versus what work remains in progress? Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Jason. This is Paul. I'll pick this one up. Look, we are very excited about the now sort of bipartisan effort to modernize the way that air traffic control is managed. As you know, there was $12.5 billion that's been allocated as a sort of first tranche against that. And look, I think the majority of that is going to go to shoring up the existing system that we have. But the push that we've been making alongside others in the industry is to ensure that there is an opportunity for some of that money to go to next-gen air traffic control. Essentially, a system that would start with computers deconflicting the airspace, and then the human steps in only if there's some sort of issue that's going on. We think that has huge implications for commercial aviation across the US. I mean, we really do think that we should treat our airspace as a national asset, and maximizing its utility should be the name of the game. If we can bring down separations, that will increase safety, increase volume for both us and everyone else that's operating that airspace. And we do think that eVTOL has an important role to play. This is a category that is going to be operating from non-traditional airports where you don't have to worry about legacy equipage because there's not a big existing fleet. So therefore, we think it's the perfect test ground for some of these new air traffic control concepts. And we've been working with partners across the industry, including some of the folks that have been sort of tasked with the overall ATC modernization effort to work on the right sort of approach on that front. Now, look, we think there's tons of runway with the existing aircraft, trained pilots in seat using the existing airspace. But if we have an opportunity to help push the ball forward on a better air traffic control system, we absolutely want to be a part of that.
Thanks, Paul. I'll leave it there. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Our next question is coming from Austin Moeller from Canaccord Genuity. Your line is now live.
Hi, good afternoon. So just my first question here. I guess you're expecting to fly the first conforming aircraft shortly. I know there were 5 others still in different phases of construction, so I'd love an update on what phases of assembly those are all in.
Hey, Austin, thank you for the question. This is Joby again. Really pleased with the momentum that the manufacturing team is building. You can expect to see those the cadence of those coming off the line with increasing regularity over the next few quarters. But really pleased to see the maturity of the manufacturing line and the maturity of the conforming processes improving each and every day. And huge shout out to the team. So proud of the work that they've done and the work they're doing. And also a shout out to all the DERs and DARs who have been doing phenomenal work, and also to the Toyota team members who are working shoulder to shoulder alongside of us, both here and abroad.
Okay. And as we think about the FAA pilots starting for credit tests later this year, how should we be thinking about the FAA accepting the remaining 3% of the means of compliance? Would that happen around the same time period as that? How should we think about the cadence there?
I think those elements are decoupled, but I think the really key element to highlight, and something that maybe we don't spend as much time on, is how vitally important all of the component and system level ground testing is. So in parallel to building the conforming aircraft for flight test, which gets a lot of attention, the team and the vertical integration that we've built on our testing process is a real superpower that we have, and the team has just been knocking out of the park. So this is on the manufacturing side and on the testing side. Manufacturing building conforming test articles, and these test articles are frequently substantially harder to build than the flight articles because they have designed in defects that have to get very prescriptively built that are different than the normal manufacturing flow. And then those test articles with those designed in defects get tested according to very rigorous test plans that we've already agreed to with the FAA. Another thing that is really worth pointing out is the 18-point increase on the FAA side of Stage 4. This was a monumental achievement, the most progress that the FAA has ever delivered in a quarter for us. We're so grateful. It is a testament to the massive lean in and the attention that we've been getting, and also all the hard work that the Joby certification team has done up front to prepare all of these, all the certification work and the test plans.
Thank you. Our next question today is coming from David Zazula from Barclays. Your line is now live.
The markets are selling off now. Look at Joby. Look at NVDA. Got some profit taking.
Hello, David. Your line is live. Perhaps your phone.
That is NVDA for you. Back to the closing bell levels.
Our next question is coming from Savi Syth from Raymond James. Your line is now live.
Hey, good afternoon. If I might, with the commercial operations anticipated in Dubai, I was wondering if you could share kind of general timelines and milestones that are being targeted for this year.
Thank you so much, Savi. So the work is going really well in Dubai. The partnership with the RTA and the work with all of the regulatory bodies in Dubai and the UAE has been going very well. As you may have heard, we had a phenomenal event in Dubai today where we announced the integration, our integration of the Joby air taxi service into the Uber app, and that was a really phenomenal example of the lean in that we're seeing from all of our partners. So that Uber, Delta, and Toyota are leaned in and leaned in to a degree which they've never been leaned in before. I think this is one of the things that really makes Joby special is the strength of the partners we have and the degree to which they're behind us and excited about what we're building and excited to be shaping the future of transportation together.
Very good answer.
And maybe if I could follow up on just the payload comment in that it may take time to evolve. Is that a software kind of evolution, or is that like just a battery evolution to solve for that?
I would say that there are both elements there, and as well as other upgrades that we expect to happen over time.
Thank you. Next question today is coming from Amit Dayal from H.C. Wainwright. Your line is now live.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So, Joby, just on the UAE passenger flight expectations for the end of the year, like what certification requirements need to be followed to accomplish that?
So this work is layering on top of all the work that we're doing for our FAA certification. So completing all of those component and system ground tests that I'm talking about, and also building aircraft that are conforming and which we're ready to put paying passengers in. So we have all the pieces in place. As I said, the relationship with the regulators in Dubai and the UAE are really strong, and we think we're in a great position there. So yeah, we think that we're very, very excited. And I would also highlight that, you know, in addition to Dubai this year, one of the reasons we're ramping manufacturing is because of the incredible demand that we expect to see from the EIPP local markets here in the U.S.
Understood. And then with respect to the vertiport build out, you know, here or in the UAE and other markets, how much of the CapEx will be shouldered by, you know, folks who are already sort of, you know, the developers, I guess? And do you need to, or does Joby need to contribute to some of that investment as well?
This is Paul. On the UAE specifically, all of the infrastructure is being built out in conjunction with the folks over at RTA. So you've seen, I think, the two sites that are currently well underway in terms of development, and there are a number of more that are also sort of coming online in that particular market. When it comes to the broader infrastructure question, in markets outside of the UAE, look, we've got a firm footing of existing infrastructure that we can take advantage of from day one. Actually, post the Blade acquisition, Blade has staffed 10 plus locations, many of which are in the EIPP geographies. So, or what we expect to be the sort of EIPP geographies. So that's a really great place to sort of begin those operations. Now, we announced additional partners where there will be opportunities to leverage their resources just this quarter. So Metropolis was announced, and we're going to be developing 25 additional sites with them. That's a large parking garage owner. They have almost 5,000 parking garages across the US, with many of those in these EIPP markets that we're going to be targeting in the short term. So we're going to be working with them to build the next leg of scale of infrastructure sort of beyond that. There may be certain sites where we're using our own capital, but we're going to be really thoughtful and lean far more on the developer ecosystem. And what's been really exciting, I should mention, particularly post EIPP, is that we now have sort of approximate date certain for eVTOL operations in some of these geographies. So we've had a real pull from developers or potential real estate partners that want to kind of get ahead of that sort of rollout. So more news soon on that front.
Thank you. Our next question today is coming from David Zazula.
Don't
from
go
Barclays.
anywhere.
Your line is
We
now
will
live.
talk about it after the call. Just listen to the
thanks for taking my
questions.
questions. Sorry
Very
about the
interesting
difficulties
questions
earlier.
and good answers as well.
Could you talk about the aircraft deployment plan this year, including for those in production, where you're planning on deploying and what the expected use is?
Brilliant question.
Thank you, David. So as I spoke about, I think the massive challenge that sits before us is the manufacturing ramp that we're engaged in, and it's going to be a very significant lift. This is to get the TI aircraft built, and then to deliver aircraft for Dubai and aircraft for the IPP program. But the most important piece, as I touched on, was completing the build on all the test articles. And so that really takes precedence on the manufacturing line, is ensuring that each of those test articles is coming out in a timely way, because that's the gate to getting FAA pilots onto the aircraft. So that's kind of the sequencing you can think about, but it is a huge lift that the manufacturing team is working through, is to get that manufacturing ramped, to build those test articles, and then to build the aircraft for Dubai and the IPP.
Very helpful. And then could I ask on the Uber side, how has the integration been on the Blade front? Have there been any challenges there? And then what do you think about the commercial opportunity with respect to that integration, in this year and maybe into next?
Hey, it's Rob Wiesenthal, CEO of Blade. Thanks for the question. When this integration gets deployed, which we hope first half this year, when you want to get to the airport, you just have to kind of think about your Blade, not how you get to the departure lounge. It's simple and seamless, and you just literally you book your Blade on the Uber app, and an Uber ground vehicle picks you up and brings you straight to a Blade lounge. You check in, and you're off on your 5 to 10 minute flight in New York to JFK or Newark. And we not only expect that this is going to result in growth for Blade Airport, but as important in the not too distant future, that helicopter icon on that vehicle selector, which will be a helicopter to start, will be swapped for a Joby eVTOL. And this is a competitive advantage that no other eVTOL OEM has. So we're really excited about it.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'd like to turn the floor back over to Teresa for further questions.
That was a good answer.
Thanks, Kevin,
I like that.
and thanks to all the analysts who asked questions today. This week, we invited members of our Reddit community to send in questions as well. We covered many of these already, but I'd like to get in at least one more if we can. And that question is, what's going on with respect to military and medical applications? How is Joby involved? Paul, do you want to take this one,
Now we are talking.
please?
Sure. Yeah, so when we think about the overall eIPP footprint that's really set to get announced in just a few weeks, we know that there are going to be 3 components of that. One is going to be cargo, one is going to be medical, and the other is going to be passenger. And we intend to obviously deliver aircraft against each of those use cases in as many of the eIPP sites as we're able to deliver against. We think the medical opportunity is a significant, interesting sort of adjacency, and frankly, one that has important community impact. So we want to make sure that we prioritize it alongside, obviously, these other 2 opportunities as well. Regarding the defense opportunity, look, we announced that we would be developing a hybrid autonomous version of the S4 aircraft for defense customers last summer. We progressed to beginning the flight testing of that variant over the fall, and we continue to work on preparing for on-site customer demonstrations shortly, followed by off-site customer demonstrations at their facilities in the fall. I can say that the partnership between Joby and L3 is going great, and I think one of the big significant developments is that we've spent a lot more time with the core customers. So that includes folks like Army, Marines, and in turn Navy. And I think we've gotten, and that is not just us, but also the folks at L3, increasing confidence that there are important capability gaps that this aircraft has an opportunity to fill. What I think is also important to note, and this kind of goes against some of the commentary that folks have been talking about, it's really about finding the right aircraft to fill those capability gaps. Folks don't care if it's a variant of a commercial product. And in fact, the focus of the Pentagon is around dual-use technologies that can be very flexibly fielded. So we think we're in a very strong position with a proven aircraft, with proven manufacturing that is ready to ramp, and a strong partner on the missionization front to deliver on this increasingly interesting opportunity.
Thank you. We've reached the end of our question and answer session. And ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude today's telecom.
Whoa. That was quick. That was a quick goodbye.
Conference and webcast.
Oh.
You may disconnect your lines at this time and have a wonderful day. We thank you for your participation today.
Wow. That was good. And I mean that. We had a lot of good updates, a lot of good answers. Wow. I can't wait for Archer for Monday, because if Archer deliver the same amount of updates and the same quality of information, we are getting ready for a good run on the eVTOL market. So what do you think? What was the most interesting thing? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. We're going to talk about it. If you are watching, let me know in the comments as well. If you are watching the stream or if you are catching up, the comments are put on hold because we have so many scam, fake crypto and whatever comments. It's like 2 or 3 dozen of comments under every video. We have to go through them manually and delete them. So it's for your experience. But I approve every single comment myself and answer to it as well. So we'll get the main event audience as well. Get the main event audience very shortly. Let me know, what do you think was the best thing, or what did you like the most? Me personally, definitely like the Blade integration. That was very straightforward. That's telling me probably end of the year you will be able to book your helicopter through your phone, through Uber. So that was good. Obviously the financial side, Blade Air Mobility, the revenue, what was it, 235, 236? That is a good chunk of money coming into Joby's pocket. Whether they're going to be upscaling or not, definitely Uber will be in their favor, because now the service will be more available to the public. And I bet you didn't know that you can book a helicopter in Manhattan for, we are not talking thousands, we are talking low hundreds of dollars. How about that? Me, when I'm going, oh, Martyn is making money, I'm just getting a message. Martyn is 12,000 up. Wow. Today, just on NVIDIA. Me, personally, I'm planning, I would like to go to the States later in the year. And if I go, whether it's New York or Los Angeles, obviously the eVTOLs are not operating yet, they are not flying. But I wouldn't mind to spend a bit of money, pay $200, $300 for me and my girlfriend to have a flight around or over Manhattan, fly through Hudson and see the whole landscape. It's well worth it. I mean, $200, $300, even if it's $400, it's still affordable for me as a tourist. So we are talking these levels. We are not talking thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars, which your private hire would have cost you. If you went to a private hire helicopter company or helicopter operator, that would have cost you probably somewhere in the region of thousands, lower thousands, or say teens, is that word? Just over $1,000. So this is good. This is good. The integration is good. The revenue from Blade is good. Obviously, we have the certification aircraft, which is good news as well. This is great news for the certification endeavor. We have her here on the screen. November 547 Juliet X-ray. We will hear from this aircraft a lot. This is good. This will help tracking the progress. We didn't get any indication. They didn't put their finger on the roadmap, and they didn't say we will complete or we are expecting to complete the certification in this period or in this quarter, which is not an issue because the certification is very complex and very lengthy process. So we might be looking at least a few quarters, but the EIPP, the eVTOL initial pilot program, is allowing Joby, Archer, Beta, Whisk, and more to fly and operate their aircraft without the full type certification. And that is great. That is great. And there was a good question about the EIPP deployment, but obviously Joby, they cannot disclose anything. I was hoping we would see some hints. They would probably focus on certain region or something, but they didn't. But we are only a week away. We are only a week away to witness this massive catalyst unfolding, potentially. So that's another great piece of news. We have the production capability doubling. They keep mentioning Toyota as their main partner. They are not mentioning Toyota as somebody sitting in the background and waiting to scoop profits or something. They are talking about industry partner, about somebody who will be building this sector with them. And I quite like this synergy. When they talked about Dubai, they said Toyota, Uber, and Joby. So that's great indication to me as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that tranche, the second tranche, being triggered by Toyota, just another $250 million. And then obviously the further commitments towards the production ramp and the production capacity upscaling, further commitments being filled by Toyota as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it in the coming few months. I think they'll be triggered this year, and I think they'll be triggered probably first half of this year, me personally. The FAA pilot, the pilot training, again, another revenue channel. So Joby are not messing around. They are just focusing on reducing the cash burn. And this is great. This is great because the cash burn will be increasing as we are increasing and upscaling our operations, and Joby are just tackling it. I would just like to show you our newsletter because there was a piece on Joby. So let's see how accurate that was, because I wrote it for Sensei last night. Let's just bring it up. What is the market doing? Oh yeah, before we do that, let's have a look at the markets, because we had a sell-off. This wasn't profit taking. We are back to the sort of closing bell levels with Joby. We are just below $10. Archer, no much of a reaction. Could show you the chart as well, couldn't I? Yeah, Joby, $9.91. Archer, not much of a reaction. Vertical Aerospace, it's cold as well. But let's have a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA now recovering, but look at that. We dipped literally to the closing bell levels. I don't know what happened in there. I need to speak with Martyn. I need to catch up, but that's very interesting. It is not that they would have said something wrong, like overreaction, like here, the green candle, but it's not profit-taking either. This is very interesting. Definitely, we will hear from Martyn on that more. Let's have a look at the newsletter. So we've got here our newsletter. I will send you the link to our newsletter as well. Where are we with that link? You have 40% sale by Sensei. Let me just put it in under Martyn's name. He's not going to be happy, but I'm not switching between the profiles. There is your 40% offer. What we've got here. It was one of the 5 things to look at. Let's give him a like as well. 5, we got one big thing, Iran oil premium, fear and greed index, obviously. And there are 5 things to focus on. So 5 things to know today. Story of the day 1. Trump's marathon, State of the Union pitched economic victory, but the numbers fight back. Interesting. 2 carrier groups, 1 deadline. Iran talks with the wire. Right, we've got breakdown of this. Warner Bros. discoveries, 77 billion bidding war heats up. Another story of the day. A record 112 billion in Chinese goods vanished between ports. And then the main one for us, Joby Aviation reports tonight with the air taxi dream on the line. There was a link to this event as well, so you wouldn't miss it. There's also a free trial. If you want to try that free subscription as well, you have there's a 7-day free trial. So what we've got here, Joby Aviation reports fourth quarter and full year 2025 earnings after today's close. As I said early in the show, focus on certification, early operations, production scaling, and revenue visibility. Joby enters with roughly 2.5 billion in cash. We got it confirmed today. Should be about 2.6, maybe, give or take. We will get an update very soon on that. There will be a filing. There'll be a filing that will update Joby's position coming along in the next few weeks. We've got analysts expect quarterly revenue of about 16.9 million. It wasn't. It was massive. It was much more. It was, I don't remember now. Was it 50? It was over 50 million, wasn't it? And earnings per share between negative 20 and 22. We had negative 14. So we had a very good beat. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Joby reacts to this in the very short term very positively, if the market will react to it. Certification remains the single most important variable. Joby sits at stage 4 of 5 in the CA certification, FAA certification. Yes. So we've been through this and completed more than 850 flights in 2025, while producing 15 times more FAA conforming parts than the year before. Operations, we are starting to take shape. Joby has applied for 3 sites under the FAA's. That is disclosed. There will be more, but it's just disclosed. The FAA must select at least 5 pilot sites by March the 3rd. No doubt, 2 of them will be Los Angeles and New York. And Joby have definitely submitted their application for New York. And we talked about it in the beginning of the show. New York will be very heavy. It will be in the spotlight, and it'll be the piloting. It will be the building stone of the whole eVTOL network across the United States and across the world as well. Production, and we are also talking about Dubai. Production readiness is where ambition meets industry reality. Investment, Toyota investment, approximately 1.14 billion to date, has around 200 staff embedded in Joby's facilities applying the Toyota production system. That's what we talked about. And we have the first 250 million tranche of strategic investment with a further 250 million outstanding. Great. And financially, we've been through the financials. But this was what I was hinting at. We've got this little insight from me. This is a defining 2 weeks for eVTOL. 3 catalysts will shape sentiment in rapid succession. Joby earnings tonight, Archer Aviation earnings on Monday, and the expected EIPP application outcomes on Tuesday. Together, these will determine whether the flying taxi sector enters a renewed bearish phase driven by delays and uncertainty, or whether fundamentals, certification progress, and early operations provide a foundation for sustained move higher. This is not about hype. This is about execution. And we have executed today very well with Joby, I think. So we are 1/3 into a very good run and a very good positive sentiment on the eVTOL market. 1/3 into it. Monday, Archer Aviation, they can swing it as well if they deliver very good guidance. Let me just check. I'm getting messages from Martyn. We will get the main audience joining us shortly, so don't go anywhere. We'll get the main audience. I will break it down in terms of NVIDIA as well, how it relates to NVIDIA. And Joby are actually NVIDIA customer, believe it or not. as well as Archer. But Joby were there first. So, yeah. I mean, we have only a few days and we can see a good, solid run. I'm not saying we're going to get some crazy madness, frenzy squeezes or whatever, but I think we can see a solid upside on the market. Let's have a look what the markets are doing in general. S&P slightly below zero, going sideways. Nasdaq still holding up. That's interesting. Bitcoin holding up. XRP holding up. Ethereum. All crypto has cooled down a bit, cooled off, but they are still holding these high levels of today. Gold just sideways, and silver slightly negative. But this is good. I think we are still set up for a good run tomorrow. NVDA currently sitting 197.57. We are waiting for the main audience to join us. Then we'll wrap it up. Do you have any questions? Fire them away in the chat and I will talk to you shortly. Joby, slight recovery, slight green candle. Again, let's see what tomorrow brings. We have a good run that could continue to Friday, and then Monday we have Archer, and that can move the market. Tomorrow I'll be also live before Martyn's closing bell show with more news about the Archer complaint and Archer lawsuit filed against Vertical Aerospace. They're allegedly infringing their patents, their design patents. So there's more to the story. It's not only Archer's side. We also cover Vertical Aerospace's story as well. Horizon Aircraft. I wouldn't be surprised if that moves over $2 tomorrow. If we have a good green market. Eve Air Mobility, that could be up as well. And Beta Technologies, that should move higher up as well. So yeah, we had some good news. We had some good updates. What else we've got? Is there anything I missed? Let me know in the chat if you want to address something or discuss something. Obviously, the certification progress is key. First passengers expected in 2026. That will be Dubai. We got update on it as well, but we didn't get clear time frame, which is probably the only or the one negative thing coming out of this earnings call. We didn't get clear indication, but I have no doubt Joby have been working on this very thoroughly, and they are focusing and expecting to start in time. In time for the operations. So we are probably not talking first quarter. Might be a delay, few months, but this is not a bad thing. We want the infrastructure to be ready. We don't want to rush things and then don't deliver the product we should. Plans to double production capacity in 2027. Great for revenue. You could hear update on the revenue side as well. That was good. And turbine electric demonstrator aircraft completes first flight as well. Another potential revenue stream from Joby for Joby Aviation from L3 Harris, from the defense side. With defense, you don't have to wait for any FAA certification. Obviously, they are not flying passengers, but as long as the aircraft is approved and it does what it's supposed to be, it doesn't need to go through any certification strides. Because it's not flying passengers, it's used for military. And Joby could have locked in very early income in there. Same as Archer. Archer have been doing this. They have set up their Archer defense branch, and that I want definitely see an update from Archer. And we are expecting 5-figure revenue for this quarter from Archer through defense. So just think of it. Put this into perspective. Joby could easily start generating revenue as early as next quarter from the defense side as well. 1.4 billion in cash and short-term investments that's the balance sheet is massive. I mean, 2.5 billion. If you look at, let's have a look at a cash burn. Let me just scroll down and look at a cash burn. And if we upscale it, say 20% per quarter. So we've got total operating expenses. So for the sake of this exercise, so we are now looking at, say, give or take $240 million. Next quarter, add 20% on top of it, we are in the region of 290. The following quarter, we are in the region of 350. And it goes up, up, up. We have 2.5 or 2.6 billion on the balance sheet. If we keep going, just quick maths off the top of my head, that gives Joby a very good runway if they were not making any money, if they were not generating any revenue and just kept their current cash burn rate and their increase. We are probably talking 4-5 quarters. By the time Joby will have been generating revenue through Blade Air Mobility, they potentially and very likely will be generating revenue through the defense side as well. But the most importantly, they'll be delivering and operating and flying their aircraft, and their customers will be paying for their service, for their primary product, for the S4, which you can see here behind me, for the S4. So this very aircraft will finally start generating revenue to Joby. And we already talked about it early in the show. I told you 4 aircraft a month is giving you very good revenue. It's giving you between $15 and $20 million income. Scale it up, plug it into this operation expenses, the cash burn, and the cash burn is lower and lower and lower. I'm not saying Joby are anywhere near to be profitable or cash neutral, but they have been on a they have very good setup. They have been paving this very well and patiently and very systematically and methodically. With Joby, you don't see any impulsive actions. With Joby, it's very well structured. I'm not saying the other competitors are doing any impulsive actions, but with Joby, you can track it and you can see that the things have been growing and brewing and in making for ages with them. And they have been systematically developed one step at a time with multiple parties involved as well. So looking at this, the operating expenses, I think we are getting the main audience now. Let me just check this. I think we are getting the Martyn's event audience. Okay, I think we are getting the main audience. So let me just talk us through and I will welcome everyone as they come in. So again, Joby are well set up to start generating more and more revenue and being on the path, on the track to be cash neutral. Financially, I can't even estimate. We don't know how many aircraft they want to deliver. We don't know how many aircraft they are planning to bring to their customers. We don't know how are they going to upscale their production as well. But they are on a good track. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We are covering, I just see the main surge of people coming in. Those who just joined, we are covering Joby Aviation fourth quarter earnings call. We have just finished the call a few minutes ago. Now we are wrapping it up. NVDA, let me just put this into perspective. We have been watching NVDA as well. Joby Aviation, if you look at the chart, Joby Aviation, we had a good guidance, good numbers. Joby had a good run, good green candle, and then we had a sell-off. Why? Well, because NVIDIA. Do you want to explain? Do you want to tell me why NVIDIA sold off? Please, somebody who just came in from the NVIDIA earnings. First of all, if you don't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great. I think we are all subscribers, but do let me know. Do let me know what happened. Why did we have this sell-off? Because look at that candle. Such a green, big, long candle. That was what? Over 3%. NVIDIA was up almost 4%, and now we had a massive sell-off. So do let me know in the chat what happened in there, because I have no idea. And speaking of NVIDIA, because we were focused, we are locked in on Joby earnings, obviously. And speaking of NVIDIA, this beautiful aircraft, this flying taxi, the S4, made by Joby Aviation, believe it or not, Joby Aviation are actual customer of NVIDIA. They are using their Thor processor platform, and that is to develop autonomous module for this very aircraft. So we are not only talking flying passengers, 4 passengers on board. We are not only talking 4 passengers on board. Look at this. Look at this aircraft. And 1 pilot. We are talking in future, maybe in very near future, utilizing NVIDIA technology built into this aircraft. So we are now 4 passengers, and the weight we would utilize for the pilot can be utilized for something else. So whether we are increasing range, whether we are increasing speed, travel speed, or whether we can increase the payload for passengers, that means luggage. There we are. There is your answer. NVIDIA product in there. So not only that NVIDIA is the market leading company for the tech sector, the flying taxis, they are very tech heavy. This is a very tech heavy market. As you can see, there's a lot of technology. Currently, all companies are either in pre-revenue or in very early revenue phase, as you could hear on the call. This market is very sensitive to the tech sector and to the tech reaction. So NVIDIA, if you look at the chart, this is the same pattern. You have NVIDIA here, and look at Joby. Virtually the same pattern. We are now coming slightly back up, but so is NVIDIA. So just to put this into perspective, we are bringing you this new market, and I'm glad everyone just joined, because I can at least... Let me show you a video. Let me show you a video. Bear with me. This is not it. Look at this. We are talking flying taxis. We are talking modern technology. We are talking 21st century. These are supposed to take off, and we heard the update from the CEO and from the company. These are supposed to take off and fly passengers as early as this year. How about that? Well, first of all, they will start flying in the Mid-East. In Dubai, we are sort of on the track. I think next quarter we will fly first test flights, and by the end of the year, we should be flying passengers in Dubai. How about the main market, the United States? Well, next week, next Tuesday, we will get an update on this through the EIPP, eVTOL Initial Pilot Program, project backed up by Department of Transport and the FAA, which will assign and develop at least 5 regions that will early adapt this technology. So if I show you another video, bear with me. I need to go through many videos. There we go. There we are. Not this one. Not this one. Sorry. Joby. There we are. Joby. So if I show you another video, you can see flying these aircraft, passengers, probably, if we are lucky, as early as end of this year in the United States. We are talking New York. We are talking Los Angeles. We might be talking more networks, more regions. But New York and Los Angeles will definitely be the central point of this all. Do we have any more videos? And this is Dubai. This will be the first global adapter of this technology. And we are talking about summertime, potentially summertime. We might have first passenger trials in there. This could be big catalyst, or this will be big catalyst for the whole market. So we are bringing you something that is very speculative, very high risk, high reward ratio, but we are not completely mad. We are not investing into something that is now just being drawn and sketched on the paper. We are talking technology that is currently being deployed in the world as we speak. Although they are not flying the passengers yet, this technology, Joby have been flying their aircraft in Dubai already. They have done multiple test flights, and they are now waiting for the vertiport network to be ready. We are talking few months, and you will see this beautiful aircraft S4 flying in Dubai. So we are there early. We are there early doors, but we are not there crazy early. Think of electric vehicles. Think of new Tesla. This might be the new Tesla. And this Tesla has already been test driving. It might not be driving passengers around, but this new potential Tesla of the skies has already been driving. So that is Joby Aviation. On Monday, we are covering Archer Aviation. Joby Aviation, I don't know, do you like the design? Do you like this aircraft? That is their production line. But let me show you this. Yeah, do you like this aircraft? How about if I show you something more sexy? How about if I show you something more sports car style? That is Joby S4. I mean, the aircraft is amazing anyway, but have a look at this. This is Archer, their main competitor, the market-leading company, together with Joby, and we are covering their earnings call on Monday. So if I sparked some interest in you, because I know we have a lot of NVIDIA viewers from the main event, if I sparked an interest in you, definitely next Monday we'll be bringing you this company. And for you who are here with me all the time, we are 30%, or we are 1/3 into a good eVTOL market run. Monday, Archer, if they deliver the same amount of news and updates and positive fundamentals, on Tuesday, we will get announcement of at least, or we should get announcement of at least 5 regions adapting and flying these aircraft from Joby, Archer, Beta Technologies, Wisk, and more. This could be massive catalyst for the whole eVTOL market. So just to put this into perspective, why we are covering this, why I have been saying the same thing today on and on and on like a broken old record, because this is important. People don't realize we are now in the second best investment opportunity. We have now the second best entry point. And this might not happen to repeat again. We are very lucky. We're very lucky that we are at these prices. If this runs, we are talking much higher levels and probably never coming back to the previous levels. So Joby, if you look at the stock chart, let me zoom out for the yearly chart. If you look at Joby, we had a high of over $21 on the biggest sentiment catalyst. $21. Now we are here just below $10, and we had the massively great earnings update. We won't, unless we have a massive market crash, we won't go any lower. This will just go up. Look at the stock chart in here. You have massive gap to fill in here as well, between $11 and $13. And then if we break through it, if there's enough catalyst, we might be talking a couple of months. We have updates from Dubai, and we can see this upside breaking through $11 all the way to $13. Once we are over $13, don't want to say the sky is the limit, but I mean, if you look at the chart, there is a lot of space to go up. Same for Archer Aviation, their main competitor. Again, if we look at the chart, yearly chart, they copy each other. They copy the pattern. Again, Archer, their very high was $14.50. And now, since we've been selling off, if I zoom in a bit, you can see it. We've been selling off. Now we are buying Archer below $7. Look at the previous levels. Okay, it's $8. If you look at the chart, once we break through $8, I mean, there's $10, and then sky is the limit again. And it looks like Archer will not follow this channel, but what could happen here? The highs, we have higher high, another higher high. Archer could follow this trend nicely. So maybe, who knows, next stop could be $16, $17 in a couple of months. So, as I said to you, we have the second best investment opportunity. We have the second best, historically, second best entry point. We are months away from deployment of these aircraft. We are a few more months away from flying first passengers. We are days away from getting announced where in the United States these aircraft are going to fly. And no doubt, one of which will be New York, the other region will be Los Angeles. Just think of it. Think of the spotlight. Think of the publicity. New York, business center of the East Coast. Los Angeles, business and social life center as well. So there's more to it. There's Los Angeles 2028 Olympics. And Archer Aviation are one of the main partners. But let's leave this for another story, for another day. I hope I've sparked some interest. Let me know in the chat. Do you like this sector? Because I know we have a lot of new people who don't follow this sector. Let me know in the chat. Are you interested in this? We are running a poll. I will close the poll and I'll open a new poll for a few minutes. And I will wrap it up and I will send you. I'll send you off to the extra channel where you can rewatch the earnings. So, are you happy with the results? Oh yeah, baby, 41%. That's solid. And yes, 35%. So we have 76% investors are happy with the results. 11% no. I would like to know what you didn't like on the call. Please do let me know what you didn't like on the call. What makes you say no? And undecided, fair enough, 13%. So let's end this poll. And I'll start a new one. I'll start a new one here. Start a poll. Are you invested in eVTOL market? And let's put it. Are you invested in the flying taxi eVTOL market? Yes. Considering. I am interested. No, but I am interested. No, but I am interested. And another option, no. And I would like you, everyone, please go there, go in the chat and let me know, because I want to see what specimen, what sample of the audience we have here. So I will run this poll for a few minutes. Oh, first one, no. Thank you. Fair enough. At least you are honest and you voted. Let's have a look how this is panning out. What are the markets doing? Why I'm asking, because we cover this sector. Got a new subscriber. Welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Why I'm asking? Because this is my discipline. This is my niche. I am bringing you updates on this eVTOL market, on the flying taxis, on this sector daily. We are well focused on this. We are locked in. And those who have been following me for a few weeks, you could see that we could predict a lot of stuff that was said and that happened in last weeks and on today's call as well. And I think I could predict a lot of updates on the Archer's call as well. We also do Saturday live show. That is on Saturday what the opening bell would have been. And if you want to join me, it's a bit less formal. I give you the story of the day. We focus on the main story, but then we sit down and just talk. And I think this Saturday will be big. The bigger block of the show will be just the talk, because I think there's a lot of talk about. We are talking about the lawsuit between Archer and Vertical Aerospace, which I'll bring you another update on it tomorrow. We will hear from Vertical Aerospace. We will see Vertical Aerospace's perspective. But we will talk about the earnings, Joby. I'll give you my own opinions. I don't like to give my own opinions on the show, especially on the daily show, which is only 20 minutes. And I want to give you as much information as I can. But on Saturday, it's like less formal, it's relaxed. We like to have a drink sometimes, and we just chat. So if you want to hear some, I don't want to say behind the scenes, or if you want to hear something that is not so formal, less casual, more casual, definitely join me on Saturday. So let's have a look at the poll. And let's have a look at the chat before we close the poll. So Sammy is here. Baz, thank you for joining. Sir Joey joined, one of the regulars. Vrynik or Vrynich? Good Sadeza, like it. Subwoofer is here. Thank you for joining. This Way Death Gaming. He's back again. Angie is here. Great example. Angie is following me, following our show, following our content, and she could see one of these eVTOL aircraft live in the flesh yesterday in Florida, in Miami. Let me just show this one picture to you. And this is why I think you should follow us. Bear with me. I will show you this picture from Angie. Oh, Angie, you've got a lot of posts in there. I love it. Your ex is busy. I love it. That's not one of the idle accounts. I'm just struggling to find the pictures where we are. Oh, right. Okay, let's do it a different way. Let's do it in a different way. Right, this is one picture from Angie here. She visited the venue in Miami Beach, and she could see the aircraft pretty much inside out. But this is why it's worth following us. I mean, not many channels, or maybe no channels, would invite you to these events. We do, and we do it quite often. We covered the London event, the world premiere of this aircraft, of Vertical Aerospace, of their Valo aircraft. I think there's more pictures from Angie. Oh, there we go. We covered, that's Angie, one of our regulars on the eVTOL show. But you can see, she could witness the aircraft. We also covered the world premiere. We got invited by Vertical Aerospace. We have great relation with many companies we cover. We don't only spend time on Reddit and on X talking to other bros. We do the real work. We do the real research. So this is one of the reasons why Angie could bring us these pictures and great experience from the ground as well. But that's enough. That's enough of boasting and promoting and selling my show. Angie, I'm so glad. Thank you for the pictures. Thank you for the videos. Angie sent me some good content. I will show you on Saturday. If Angie doesn't mind, I will show you some videos on Sunday as well from the event. And Zach is here. Zach, you will have some good news on Tuesday. Definitely. You will hear about deployment of eVTOL aircraft in California. Right. The poll. Let's end the poll. Are you invested in the flying taxi, the eVTOL market? Yes, 44%. You are my audience. Considering 19. Very good. You are in the right place. No, but I'm interested. 25%. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. And that's exactly why I manipulated you into this poll. That's great. Well, before anything, I would like to invite you to my X account. You can see it right here, right there in the right bottom, eVTOL Hub, at EVTOLHUB. Let me just show you this in here. There we go. That's me in here. eVTOL Hub, EVTOLHUB. I bring you daily updates. Sometimes you need to be hot on the market. you need to be hot on the news. So if you want to keep up to date, definitely follow me on my X account. There's a lot of treats for you as well. We got surprised from Archer. They reached out to us. They sent us some goodies as well. And there's more to it. I promote every single show I do. Updates. Look, this morning, we're the first, one of the first ones to bring you update on Uber and Joby development. So yeah, we have poll. You name it. So definitely, if you want to follow me on X, that's your source of hot updates. Right, let's have a look what the markets are doing. If you have any questions, just fire them away. If you want to know anything about the flying taxis, about my personal life, no, probably not. If you want to know anything about the flying taxis, if you want to know anything about my opinions on the markets and you name it, we can talk about it. If not, we will wrap it up and I will send you off to have a good night and digest today's results. So, Joby Aviation, what is Joby doing after the closing bell, after the earnings call? Sitting at $9.96. Archer, $7.07. Archer didn't react to Joby's earnings. That was weird. That was the first time Archer didn't copy the pattern. Vertical Aerospace, $4.11. EHang, I wonder what the NVDA sell-off was about, because that could affect EHang. Horizon Aircraft finally broke through the $2 resistance, which is good. Good for tomorrow if we have a green day. Eve Air Mobility, just over $3 on the closing bell, and Beta Technologies sitting just below $19. Okay, let's have a look at the overall markets. I'm going to wrap it up. The S&P slightly down. Nasdaq holding in the green, but cooling off. Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum massive run. It was up 14% around the closing bell. It's cooling off now, but what a run. And gold still holding up. Silver sideways, slightly red. What a day. What a day. And I can't wait tomorrow. What tomorrow is going to bring. So I think we could have a good green day. Let's see tomorrow. I'll be live back again, bringing you more updates on the eVTOL market daily. You're only 20 minutes you need to keep up with the eVTOL market daily. I'll be live before Martyn's closing bell, and then obviously tomorrow morning, Sensei back to the same old. Oh, we will have a jam-packed day. Look, Sensei in the morning. Hopefully he's back. He's recovered. The pre-opening bell show, the market warm-up, morning coffee show. Then you have Martyn with the morning opening bell. Then I believe Casey is back. Casey will be back with her show. How about that? Then me before the closing bell, and then the closing bell with Martyn. With Martyn Lucas. With Martyn Lucas. How about that? So you will have the full experience tomorrow, hopefully. How about that? I'm well excited. And I'm tired as well, because I had so much to soak in from today's earnings. I had so many good news, so many good updates. Right, I will send you to the extra channel. Let me just set this up for you. Whilst I'm doing it, I know a lot of you say that you like my intro music. How about if I give you a bit of jamming? How about if I give you a bit of jamming? More people coming in from Discord. I didn't know about this. Okay, thank you, Martyn. just about to wrap it up, and we are now jumping to the end of the show. I was just about to wrap it up. We covered Joby Aviation's earnings call. As you can see behind me, this beautiful flying taxi aircraft. They delivered very good updates. We'll talk about it later through the week. We'll talk about it on Saturday as well. Martyn covered the NVDA earnings today, and Joby, believe it or not, are the actual customer of NVIDIA. So, just something to bear in mind. Just something to bear in mind. Okay. I'm having volume issues. I do apologize. There's something wrong. My volume control is not working. Thank you, Martyn, for the heads up. As I said, we just covered Joby Aviation's earnings. This beautiful aircraft is actually using NVIDIA's processor platform, Thor. So we have NVIDIA customer, we have a tech-heavy market, we have a tech-heavy company, flying taxis, and we know, and I'm not going to say it again, you need to join me tomorrow, you need to join me on the next show, but we know that they will take off with passengers very shortly as well, and very soon. So just to give you an update on this, I will wrap it up. I will send you to the extra channel. If you missed today's show, you need to join me next time. Tomorrow, before the closing bell show, I'll definitely be here. So, let's get back to jamming music. I do apologize for the audio. I couldn't control it somehow. So, we will wrap it up with this little bit of a jam, and then we'll go to the extra channel. Right, I think I've lost control of my audio somehow. That should be now fixed. Let me know if it's better, if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Is the music quiet or not? Okay, I think we've got it fixed. It's time to wrap it up. If you stay where you are, the YouTube will take you you'll have full service. YouTube will take you to the extra channel, and you can catch up with what you missed. I'll see you tomorrow. As I said, Sensei in the morning, then Martyn for the opening bell, then hopefully Casey, and then me before the closing bell, and Martyn closing the day. Full experience tomorrow. Enjoy. Thank you for joining me. Take care of yourselves and each other.